What's up, guys? Today I'm bringing you a serious calisthenics pull workout. It's exceptionally difficult, psychotic even, and I know for a fact that anyone who tries this will get amazing back and bicep gains. So let me know how it goes. We're starting off with the ring chin-up. Haven't done this exercise in well over a year, yet what you're about to witness is a lifetime PR. Working up to a top single, pausing at the top, full range of motion. My previous best was 140 pounds for 2 reps. Now that's a simple warm-up, as you can see. Let's check it out. 161, aka my current body weight. Look how this flies. Wow. Nice pause. Probably even had 170 for today. I think it's pretty good considering the fact that I haven't maxed out in so long.
Yeah! Strength is strength!
So when you maintain a decent volume intensity throughout the yearly training cycle, your general strength is always on point. And this is the message I keep trying to stress to you guys. You don't need high specificity, especially if you want to be the jack of all trades like your boy. So with that said, check out these back off sets. Drop it down to 80% of the total load, not what's suspended, otherwise it'd be 125 pounds. And I try to stick in the 5 to 8 rep range. In this case, I got 7 with 0 to 2 reps in reserve. That is my general strategy, not only for this cut, but moving forward. I like to do more compound movements with higher intensity rather than doing less and jacking up the volume to say 4 to 5 sets per exercise. Just another method. I'm not saying it's superior, but I happen to enjoy it and it psychologically works for me. I like high exercise selection. So work well. Biceps are already cramping. Now we do some L-sit pull-ups. So it's just the body weight stuff where we do some AMRAPs. It usually goes after the main motion. So right here, there's no excuses, guys. You see me squat 500 pounds, I can still do this exercise. So I don't want to hear anyone say, oh, my legs are too big. That's nonsense. You just got to build up your lower lat and core strength, which this exercise will certainly do. Because we get to fully lengthen the lats given the extreme spinal flexion and body control. Try it out, you'll see what I mean. You don't need to get 20, okay? The weaker you are, the better it is for calisthenics. Speaking of which, rack chins. This is a must-do exercise, especially if you're not that strong at pull-ups. It's typically a regression, but as you can clearly see, I got 30 pounds, in this case being chains. You can use a backpack, weight plate, whatever you like. Just elevate your feet on incline bench. 30 degrees is the optimal height if you ask me, but play around with it and you'll notice that it's similar to L-sit pull-ups without the stability. So you can really drive in that volume. The lower lat contractions are comparable to an iliac lat pull-down. This is the body weight version. Everything is going to be lit up. And don't worry about range of motion at the top. Your chin is not going to be like way past the rings or your hands touching your chest, just the nature of the torso angle. That's how it is. Plus, when you pull past that point, it's more so the upper back, not lat. So as long as you have somewhat of a neutral grip, the arms are tightened by your sides, you should be good to go. So don't need a lot of weight here. You see me, I'm struggling to even get 12 repetitions.
These are surprisingly hard.
And then I hit a drop set, which you may notice I'm including quite a bit in today's workout, just so that I don't have to do more sets. I'm just getting those effective reps in. Great exercise. Way to stretch for the win. Now let's move on to chest to bar super wide pull-ups. Normally I would finish off with this, but I can already tell my back and biceps were starting to get exhausted. So in order to capitalize on the top end joint angles without resorting to reverse band, which you can absolutely do, nothing wrong with that, I started off with the AMRAP. But if you're some super beast, you want to finish, go right ahead. Nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of flexibility for this session. So I get 15 reps. And over here, it starts to get really sloppy. I think I'll just bring it to the clavicle, not the sternum with as much lean back. But you do what you got to do. In general, it's going to be hard to get high repetitions. When the fatigue kicks in, expect it to look somewhat like this. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Set.
As long as not all your sets are sloppy. There should be some control, which is why we then move on to the weighted version. Super wide. 50 pounds is all you need. You saw me hit 160 with the closer grips. This is what I keep saying. You don't need to go heavy. This is the worst leverages you can possibly imagine. A guy who can do 2 plates on this is a freak. And for those who say, oh, I can already do that, it's because your arms are not diagonal to the sides. Check it out. It's got to be a V formation, not the absolute grip on the bar. So that requires you to do something custom or even add in some rings, go right ahead. But this right here, chin over the bar, that's it when you go weighted. Your entire upper back is going to be lit. It forces you to grind. It has great carryover to regular weighted pull-ups, and it's been my go-to for months and months. I wish I started doing it sooner. The old school crates were correct. Not only is it great just to get yoked, but it also builds the lats, get you wide. So that's it for the major pulling volume. Now we're gonna move on to some Pelican curls and ring curls. This is one of the most difficult curls you can possibly do. Like, I can't even get 10 reps at this stage. You see, you're lengthening your biceps to the max, similar to an incline dumbbell curl, but using your entire body weight. And then with fatigue, it doesn't help. So we superset that with the ring curl. This is typically an easier exercise that focuses on the short position, so you'd actually reverse the order under normal circumstances, but because the Pelicans take damage out of you, it doesn't matter. Plus, it's a different angle completely. So this is how you can be efficient without having a high rep. This exercise will get lower down on the floor, which you're gonna see me do later with those super face pulls. So here's the second set. Again, going to failure. I'm struggling like crazy over here. And you may notice I set the rings kind of sideways. This way I can flare my arms out into external rotation and further bias that long head, which is what I'm lacking. And it also has the benefit of being easier for the Pelican curl. Same thing if using the false grip.
It gets hard fast, especially when you lock out those elbows. So I recommend this reverse band here.
Now for those who clicked off before making it to this part, shame on you, because I gave you a solution: reverse banded Pelican curls. You know what? I might be one of the first guys on YouTube to recommend this, which blows my mind because we've seen people do this on reverse Nordics, but how come not the Pelican curl, which is one of the most difficult exercises imaginable? This right here, still gonna pump your buys. You're still gonna get stronger. It's all about going to failure and the proper rep ranges. And if this allows you to do more, go right ahead. Then we hit the ring curls again. You can see I'm already starting to get tired, and the bicep pump is through the roof. Like, I feel like they're gonna freaking explode. And you best believe the DOMS is comparable to a weight training session. So if you want to build massive biceps with body weight training, I mean, this is gonna do it for you. You don't even have to load it. That's the craziest part. So with that said, we move on to super face pulls with deficit inverted rows. You can technically do this before the curls if your arm is gonna be that tired, but I've always ended my sessions with face pulls. In this case, it's an exaggerated, weird variation, but I can assure you the contractions are insane. See, with the regular bodyweight face pull, you're standing upright, and there's not much tension at the top, not to mention being rather easy. So you're doing 20 plus reps, no problem. Whereas when you assume the inverted row position, now it's rather difficult. And actually the next level will be having your feet up like this, but I'm not strong enough to do that. So the progression for the rear delts and upper back rotator cuffs is basically endless. So you go to failure, and then you do the compound inverted row deficit style. When you have the feet up like this is more than a plyometric box. It's rather difficult. You don't need to have 2 plates suspended off your chest, which is what I'll normally do. So that's how you get efficient, guys. Mechanical drop set. You get the squeeze with the external rotation. Great for injury prevention. And we can even argue that arching your back like this is like a bridge. So secondary benefits there for the spinal erectors. And then we smash those rows, a little bit more upper back thickness, because I know you guys want to see it. Which after this, I can assure you there's nothing left inside of you. Your yoke is going to be demolished. Grind it out. Go to failure. And this might become one of your staples. This is what I used to do at the Calisthenics park. Duh! Lastly, we finish off with front pulls. I typically do 1 set just because there was more than enough back volume, and I do want at least 1 isolation hit. So this is the pullover equivalent of the calisthenics world. Great contraction. It's difficult. It also has the bonus of attacking your core. Really synergizes everything. And if you're trying to learn the front lever, which my best is 9 seconds, this will certainly assist. So all in all, you're completely set. Hope you enjoyed this pull workout, and I'll see you in the next one.